Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Our campus is bathing in lovely autumnal sunshine, and I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are. We're delighted to have Dr. Aidan Mooney with us today and Professor Gerard Lacey. They're both going to give you a short presentation on the program that they offer in their respective departments. And then after that, we'll open it up for a few questions. You should be able to see the chat box there on the right-hand side of your screen. So you can start putting questions in as they arise, or certainly after the presentations, we'll focus on them a little bit more. So I think Aidan is going to lead off now on the presentation, and then Jerry will follow. And as I said, after that, we'll be answering your questions.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And can I check if everybody can see that screen? Yeah, okay. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening to wherever you are in the world. My name is Aidan Mooney. I'm the head of the Computer Science Department here at Maynooth University. What I'm going to run through is just a quick overview of the postgraduate offerings we have within the department. And then if you have any questions afterwards, feel free to reach out and ask any question. So computer science at Maynooth, we're housed in the oldest building, which is about 10 years old now. It's a very modern building with lots of teaching spaces. We have 5 teaching labs and over 350 workstations available to our computer science students. That's a sample of one of our lab spaces there. You can see it's a big teaching space. This would be mainly one of our undergraduate labs, but we have dedicated postgraduate labs also for our different courses. So in terms of our postgraduate offerings within the department, we have a number of taught programs, and obviously we have some research programs as well. I'll give you a quick overview of each of the programs and then go into a bit more detail of each of them in turn then. So in terms of our taught programs, we have a higher diploma in software development. We have a higher diploma in science. We have a master's in science in applied computer science. And we have our MSc, or Computer Science Software Engineering Master's program. Then in terms of our research programs, we offer PhDs and MScs by research. So the first of our postgraduate offerings is our higher diploma in software development. It's module code MHG70. This is a 1-year full-time course which is aimed at graduates with degrees in any subject. And that basically, if you don't have a computer science degree, you can come into this program. So it's an upskilling or retraining program. It's a full-time 1-year program which will provide students with the skills to go into the software industry as programmers, software developers, testers, and brings you to a standard for industrial accreditation as programmers, essentially. It is a very intense program. As I say, it's a 1-year full-time program. There is a 3-week boot camp before the official semester starts for the undergrad and other postgraduate offerings, basically allowing you to cover first-year undergraduate computer science in those 3 weeks block. And then for the rest of the year, you're taking second and third year modules. So at the end of this higher diploma, you essentially have the equivalent of a level 6 pass degree in computer science. We then have the higher diploma in science, MHG58. This again is a 1-year full-time offering. This is for graduates who have a level 8 primary degree, which includes 3 years of computer science. So this program is essentially a top-up program, allowing you to complete that 4th year of an undergraduate program in this higher diploma. So essentially what you're doing in this program is the 4th year undergraduate program that our main computer science students will take, including the capstone project that comes along with that particular program. So this one, it's an upskilling, it's enhancing the computer science knowledge that students have where they have completed some computer science or up to 3 years in their undergraduate studies. Then moving on to our masters, our taught masters offerings. The first one is the MSc Applied, MHG 68. This is a 2-year full-time program. This is for students who have 3 years of computer science experience at an undergraduate level already, and it's a chance to upskill and come out after 2 years with a master's in computer science. The first year of this program is essentially covering undergraduate modules that you would take in third and fourth year. So there is some opportunities to pick and choose different modules. And then in the second year, you take postgraduate modules, including a capstone project. You go out on work placement as well as part of this program. So it's a really nice program in the sense that you're getting hands-on industrial experience, and you're also getting those skills that you need to go into industry beforehand. So it's a popular program. It's, as I say, it's a 2-year program. The first year, it's all in-house. You're doing undergraduate modules, and then second year, you're doing some modules, capstone project, before going into industry for a 6 months placement. Our other master's offering then is our MSc Computer Science Software Engineering program, MHG 50. It's a 1-year full-time program open to anybody with a degree in computer science. We focus on principles of good software engineering practices with hands-on understanding of these practicalities. We have modified the course recently to include generative AI and AI in general across all of our modules within this program. So we're looking at building good sound software engineering systems. We're looking at verifying that these systems are doing what they are supposed to do. So at the end of the day, we're looking for candidates who are going to produce reliable software system. As part of this particular master's, there is a capstone project, which is 30 credits. So 1/3 of the master's program is spent working on a capstone project. So you get to implement and put into practice all of these core skills that you learn throughout the master's into this project. It's a full, so I suppose this one, it's a full-time course over a 12-month period. So it's important to recognize that you come in September and you finish at the end, sorry, you come in October and you finish in the following October. So it's a full hands-on 12-month course. So these are the taught offerings that we have within computer science, ranging from our higher diplomas to our masters. We also have our masters and PhDs by research. So we've got our MSc through research, MHG04 and MHG05, which you can take either as a full-time or part-time offering. If you do it full-time, it's over 2 years. If you take it part-time, it's usually 3 years. There is an opportunity after 1 year within this master's program to transfer to a PhD track if you feel that it's something that you would like to do, and if you're hitting the milestones that would be expected of you. This particular program allows the programs to carry out, the students to carry out a significant body of research work in collaboration with a faculty member who will be there to supplement and help you and guide you through the process. And I suppose with this one and PhDs, the important things to do is to find an area that you would like to work with, and then identify a supervisor that you would be interested in working with, and then to contact them. So as I say, for the PhD, it's right. Sorry, the PhD is obviously not 2 years. That's a misprint there. It's a 4-year program and usually 5 or 6 years part-time. With the PhD program, it's a structured PhD where there's a significant amount of research, obviously, but you're also going to take specified modules, transferable skills modules. There's going to be computer science modules to upskill. There's also opportunities to take modules across other programs that maybe relevant to your particular study. So perhaps things like statistics, psychology, whatever offerings you feel would be beneficial to you. And again, what would be recommended with post or PhDs are to identify an area of study that you would like to work with, and then identify a supervisor that you would work with. So within the department, we're a large faculty. We've a huge amount. We're over 30 members of staff working in a wide range of research areas. I've just put together 20 staff members and their areas that they're working within. But you can find a lot more information on our website. So you can see that within the department, there's a huge array of interest going from AI to formal methods to games to virtual reality, cryptography, education. There's lots of different areas that people work with. And as I say, it's important to reach out to a lecturer in advance if there's a particular area that you would like to work within. There's also a lot of internal supports within the department, and you can see there RoboCup. It's actually something that we work with the Department of Electronic Engineering, so Jerry might talk a little about it too. But we have students that work on competitions to represent Ireland in that. We also have many other internal competitions that we run. We've had a lot of success in things like Imagine Cup, which is a Microsoft international competition. We run internal hackathons for students, both undergrad and postgraduate, and encourage staff to take part as well. So we try and build that inclusive environment where all of our staff and students feel a sense of belonging to the department. As I said, our website is a really good starting point. I think if people want, I can share these slides afterwards. The second link here goes through the departmental profile of all of the staff and provides the research areas that people work with. Again, it's supplementing what's already on the website, but if people are interested, that's a really good place to have a look. So hopefully that's okay, and happy to take any questions on that at any stage.
That was great. Thank you so much, Aidan. That went into great detail there. She's showing the great range of programs that you're offering, and also the huge range of the areas that the academic staff are involved in.
Yeah.
So, and I know international students always love work placement. So our 2-year MSc Applied is a popular program. All right. Yeah. As I said, we said already, we'll take questions after Jerry's presentation. But if something has popped into your mind, please put it into the chat there at the screen that you're looking at. But otherwise, we'll hand over to yourself, Jerry.
Thank you. Let me just share the. Bear with me while I find the right presentation. Make sure to share the right one. Hopefully this is the right one. Oh, it's telling me that I need to quit and reopen Zoom to share my screen. So bear with me 1 second.
You're actually on mute there. We can't hear. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Rookie mistake. Our first question is in. Somebody's asking if we accept 3 or 4-year and 4-year degrees. We do. Absolutely. We will consider 3-year bachelors in computer science. And Jerry's just about to join us again. So we'll wait for them to share there.
Okay, so hopefully we're ready to go. Can
Great,
you all see
thanks.
that?
Yes, thanks, Gerard.
Okay, apologies for that little security issue that Zoom had. Quite a lot of what Aidan talked about is very similar in electronic engineering. Our departments are actually side by side, and obviously we share a lot of programs as well. So we share RoboCup, but we also share a course called the MSc in Robotics and Embedded AI, which is MHJ20. And also we have a brand new course, which is just becoming public. We've developed a program in integrated circuit design with a number of industry partners, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So one of the things that's housed within the Department of Electronic Engineering is fundamentally robotics and robotics labs. And so we have a lab which was actually sponsored by Intel, where the students will have access to big industrial robot arms, as you can see there, but also then smaller workstations where you have a small robot arm that they're able to do assignments on and learn the basics of robotics. I'm going to just play a quick video here, if that's okay. Please let me know if you can hear the content.
My experience at Maynooth was like very good. The university not only gave me opportunity to learn technical knowledge, but also gave an opportunity to work at exciting projects. I chose this course because it has more kind of electronics, computer vision, AI, and robotics. It's a blend of all these subjects. Also, the supportive faculty and diverse community made my learning very special. And looking forward, I plan to work in the same field where I can apply my skills to solve real world problems. So my master project was AI using identification of brightness and quality of road lanes using dashcam images. And it was a complete process of getting a real world data set and annotation doing it on your own from start to end.
My thesis is on the Farmbot graphical user interface and natural language control. So it focuses on taking a large language model like ChatGPT and utilizing that generalization to go from natural language to the specific low-level commands for controlling Farmbot.
My project was tramline detection for autonomous agricultural robotics. I believe that it's kind of the way of the future for farming. It needs to be automatic, to keep up with the rest of the world.
My thesis is focused on citrine skill assessment. Basically, what my thesis is it can look through computer vision at a video and at an image of people, both citrine and of the end product itself. And basically, it will say if the assessment is good or bad. There's hopes in the future to maybe even make this a product. So there's a lot of possibilities for the future.
My master project, it's called GovBot, and essentially it's an autonomous system that it's detecting the divots on the Gov pitch, detect them and repair them. Actually, the project it's very well received. It's a very interesting project, and actually a lot of companies looking for that kind of development, maybe not the same, but very similar projects. So there is a big interest.
If you want to take the most out of this course, I'd say follow what you're interested in and try to apply yourself as much as possible. Take advantage of all the resources you have in the degree, and professors are going to give you the most feedback they can.
Okay, so hopefully that gave you a feel for our program and the experience of some of the students. We focus very much on that capstone project because that's where kind of all of the classes come together. It's a very major component of the degree, as we'll see. We have a lot of different variety of robots. So we have legged robots, we have humanoids, we have mobile robots that kind of conventionally drive around that are indoors, and then we have things that are outdoors. And I think one of the things that's relatively unique about Maynooth is that we have a very significant research effort in agriculture and how robotics interacts with agriculture. So we have this test farm, which is about 200 meters from our building. And we are using these indoor robots which work in greenhouses. And then we have these large outdoor robots which are out in the open field. And so you've seen some of those projects in the student's description. So it's a nice kind of unique offering that we have. So the way that the course is structured is people come in from a variety of different backgrounds, and so they have to do a team project. So one of the things that we're teaching here are teamwork and collaboration, which is one of the things that our industry partners really kind of insist on. But also we've got deep learning and computer vision because they're the bedrock of a lot of computer vision. But then we have a choice of different modules which will vary depending on the kind of background that you come from. So if somebody has come from a very engineering background, they might want to do something like soft robotics. Whereas if they've come from much more computer science background, they might do some introduction to control theory and maybe some neural networks. In the second semester, we begin the process of that large project. So you've got a fairly serious chunk of time to give over to that large project. Some of these projects are with industry or they're with the hospitals. So you saw Laura there was describing her work on suturing. So that was done with the Royal College of Surgeons. Others were looking at handling radioisotopes in the radiology unit of James's Hospital, our biggest hospital. So you could have a medical slant, or you could see there was a lot of outdoor robotics. There was quite a lot of projects on golf this year for some reason. And then there's some core subjects that you do. So those are the courses. So that's the robotic side. Then this new course, which is just coming on stream now. So it may not be appearing in the lists that you're seeing on the website from Maynooth, is a master's in integrated circuit design. So this is very much aimed at the chip industry. It's an 18-month program. So the last one, the robotics one, was a 12-month program. This is an 18-month program beginning in September 2026. And the reason it's 18 months long is it has a 6-month industry internship for all students, because ultimately IC design is very much based in industry. We also have a lot of instructors from industry as part of this course, and this is in collaboration with Cadence, which is one of the big design companies in this space. And so people will be using and have access to industry leading edge tools. And the course director for this course is John Dooley, and his email address is there if you wish to contact him. In terms of postgraduate research, we have, again, very similar to what Aidan described, an MSc by research, which is 2 years long. Again, it's a structured program where you do some training courses and then you'll also do your research. Typically, these are funded by research projects. The PhD is 4 years typically. It's either with a PhD school, like a center for research training, or again, it's with a research project. Again, structured program, you're doing a certain number of taught courses as well as your research project, which you'll do with a named supervisor. The other thing is that you can expect is to participate in what's called a BIP, a blended intensive program, which is effectively a summer school, which may be held in another university around Europe. And so this one might be a week long. There may also be 2 to 3 month internships in other universities around Europe where we have research partnerships where people will spend some time, that might be in Cambridge or, Glasgow, whatever, where we're also working with colleagues there. And we also have a joint PhD program with a Chinese university, FZU. And so the key thing about PhDs and research masters is that they're embedded within a research group. And so we have 4 main research groups: the Center for Ocean Energy, the Biophotonics Research Group, the robotics research group and the wireless research group. Now, there are also academics who are doing work in environmental approaches to circuit design, environmental approaches to, say, how chips run inside a data center so you can save energy. So again, as Aidan said, it's really important to reach out to the individual academics in the department, just look at their research profiles and see if there is somebody whose expertise matches your interests. So again, a lot of these research groups have very strong industry links. Certainly within engineering, it's absolutely essential that you're working with industry because we're on that sort of applied end of things. So the key contacts, and if you've any questions, so in terms of admissions queries, Aoife Carey is a good place to start. The department administrator, Anne Dempsey, and basically knows how the whole place runs. And then course director on the robotics course is Majid Suri, and then is myself as head of department. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Jerry. That was so much information there, and I've taken visitors over the years into the robotics lab, and it's very impressive there. And also some of them are quite cute, if I can call the little robots cute. The video was great. It's always great to hear directly from students and what they're engaged in and what they're studying in. There's great research opportunities there under the various institutes, and that new 18-month program with the placement. I know the internships are always popular with our international students. Oh, here we go. Aidan, can you see the chat there? There's a question for MHG 68. Will you take level 7 students into that or consider them for admission?
We would consider them, yes. Every applicant that doesn't meet the strict guidelines, we would look at in a one-to-one situation and assess the background that they're coming from. And yeah, so absolutely we would, yeah.
That's great. And as I said just a short time ago, the application portal is now open. It opened there last week or so. So we are taking applications and rolling admissions. So you should get your decision as quickly as possible. While we're waiting for more questions to pop into the chat there, I can tell you a little bit more about Maynooth itself. The university is located in the heart of Maynooth. Maynooth is about 25 kilometres or so from Dublin city centre. We have direct bus and train links back into the city centre. So while you have everything in a self-contained university community on the edge of the city, Dublin city centre, like a vibrant European capital, is just a short train ride away for you. We have both on-campus and off-campus accommodation on offer. When it's time to apply for the on-campus, we let you know, but generally it's normally in the springtime, late spring, that starts to happen. We recently opened a fantastic new building with over 100 bedrooms in it, Buckley House, and it was exclusively for international students this year. So all of our on-campus accommodation, you have your own bedroom, your own bathroom, and then you share the living and kitchen areas. So Buckley House, while it's off campus, it's just 2 minutes outside the gates. So very close to the university and all the amenities. And then our other on-campus accommodation is in the heart of our newer North Campus. You can work part-time as a student here in Ireland. You can work up to 20 hours a week. You should find it relatively easy to find a part-time job after you arrive here. It's very difficult to secure it before you arrive here. Typical student jobs are off campus in retail, in coffee shops, bars, restaurants, that type of thing. I would say that it might take you a few weeks to find something and to get started in a job. So you really should have sufficient funds to support yourself for maybe the first 6-8 weeks of your time here in Ireland. When you're finished your qualification, your course with this, we have a 2-year stay back graduate visa program here. It's a fairly simple transfer from a study registration to a graduate registration. And again, we'll help you with that transition over. We have a lot of clubs and societies on offer here, over 120 active ones this year. So I don't want you to think that you're just coming here to study and work hard and nothing else goes on. We want you to enjoy your time here with us. We want you to enjoy Maynooth and the university and the town itself, to the absolute maximum. So whatever your interest, whatever your hobbies, there is something here on campus for you. So you will find something to do, and it's a great way of meeting new friends and meeting people outside your particular program and that. Visa and immigration. Yes, we do. If you need an entry visa to come to Ireland, you apply with the nearest embassy or visa office. Now, that is an independent process of the university. We have no influence in it, but in your home country, we will have in-country reps or perhaps agents who can guide you through that process. So once the visas, you can start to apply, from about May, normally 4 months or so before you're due here. So May, June, into July a little bit is the time when you should be applying for your visa. It depends where you are. Sometimes it can be as quick as 2 or 3 weeks. Other times it might take 8 or 10 weeks to get your visa. But as we get closer to April and May, we'll let you know when it's time to apply for all that. So if you need an entry visa, that's how you get that. Now, immigration is a separate registration process. That happens after you arrive here and after you are fully registered with the university. Again, we'll help you with that. We'll go through it during orientation. We'll tell you what you need to do, give you the registration confirmation from the university, and then you make your appointment with our immigration service here. Everybody has to do that regardless of whether you're coming as a study abroad student for maybe a semester or coming for a full 1-year master's or a PhD or whatever. Our university is growing. Our numbers are growing. I think we're coming up on 17,000 students now. That's across undergrad and postgrad. Of that, approximately 10% or so, again, that is growing too, are international students who come overseas to us. But in the most recent survey that we did of students, up to, I think, 23% were from an international background. So we were already here in Ireland, living or working here in Ireland. So approximately 10% are international across undergrad and postgrad. So just checking there to see if there's any more questions coming in. I don't see any there for the moment. So the application portal is open. You'll be asked to upload your transcripts, the ones that you have to date, your degree certificate if you finished your bachelor's degree, or high school or secondary school transcripts, whatever you have to date, please upload them. You'll also need a copy of your passport, and for postgrad courses, we're now asking for a copy of your CV. If English is not your first language, you will need to provide English language scores. But if you don't have them at the moment, don't panic, don't worry, you can upload them at a later date. To start and submit your application, we need to see your academic transcripts. As I said, open now, so please submit your application as quickly as you can. Some of our courses will fill up very quickly. To avoid disappointment, get your application in and get your decision as quickly as you can. I don't see any other questions just for the moment. Maybe people are feeling a little bit shy today, but that's fine. We have covered. We were always asked to about the PhD opportunity, and I think both Aidan and Jerry went into that in great detail. There's fantastic range and variety of research areas here for students, and it's just the first step is for you to identify a possible supervisor, contact them, and then if they can take you on, if they agree to take you on, then you submit your formal application to the university. We'll give it another moment or two if there's any questions, any last minute questions. Otherwise we can call a halt to it. As I say, this has been recorded, and the slides and the recording will be shared with everybody after the session. I'll also be in touch with you after these. You can send on any questions, and I'm sure Aidan and Jerry won't mind if students have any particular, maybe academic questions, that they can contact you. Yeah, we have it there. Would either of you like to add a few last words of that to students? I know you've covered everything in great detail.
I think the only thing I would say is that for students to when they are coming, that they throw themselves into the wider community of Maynooth, because many of the great opportunities are through the friendships and networks that they make when they're here. There's a great kind of collegial atmosphere. So that's a part of the offering as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want you to enjoy the whole package here. It's not just the academic side of the house. It's living here, experiencing life in Ireland, getting to meet people from different countries, different backgrounds, and even just making connections and networking, if you want to call it that. The whole experience here will prepare you for your next step, whether you decide to stay here for the 2-year stay back or whether you want to return back home straight after your studies. Just another point come to mind about the stay back. It's permission to stay here in the country for 2 years. It's renewed after the first year. You don't have to have a job offer in hand. You don't have to secure something. You have permission to stay here and to look for work for 2 years after you graduate. No, it looks a little bit quiet in the chat. Okay, that's fine. That's the way it goes sometimes. Jerry, Aidan, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're busy teaching. We're full into semester here, but you're very welcome to leave the call. I'll stay here for a moment or two in case there's any late questions or comments. But again, thank you so much. And I will be in touch if we have any queries from students or that.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.